hello, happy new year. How is everybody doing? So nice to be back with you. 2024, can you believe it? Oh my gosh, where did the year go? But this, trust me, is going to be the best year. It absolutely is. I just feel it. We're going to set great intentions. We're going to share so much of the good stuff. We're going to raise our energies. We're going to be vibrating at like such a high level. It's going to be really, really fun. Thank you for being with me. Where is everybody? How was everybody's Christmas and New Year? Drop me a comment. I will keep an eye on the comments. Love to see you all. Thank you. Thank you for all the hearts already. So nice to see you. So I know many of you have already got the brand new copy of Earle Wellbeing magazine. This is it. So if it hasn't landed on your doorstep, it will be any day now. And it is called here, Start the Year Strong, the Strength Issue. That's what we're going to be talking about. So if you looked at my personal Instagram this morning, Earle Me, you will see what I bought myself for Christmas. Yeah, that is what they call in the army, I think, a committed manoeuvre. Yeah? Anyway, how are you all doing? Lovely to see your messages. Thank you, thank you. You got your magazine, did you, Lister? Brilliant. Nice to see you. Okay, so today we are going to kick off with, I think, something that's very topical that I know a lot of us are probably thinking about now after the excesses of Christmas and the festive season. And that is kind of going clean, okay? So detox, cleansing. I'm not crazy about the word detox, but actually there is a lot of science behind it about actually giving the body a break, a little bit of a reset. I'm not keen on that word either for other reasons. But anyway, it's all about refreshing, rejuvenating, recharging, and just stepping in with something fresh and exciting. So I'm going to be joined by one of our favourite guests here. She's been on the Instagram channel before with me, Elizabeth Bayliss, and she is the CEO of Gabriella Peacock Nutrition. Brilliant nutritionist, female founder brand, British brand. This is their packaging. So GP Nutrition, of course we do have a Liz Loves discount, so we'll be talking about that as well. But this in particular, I think is going to be especially timing because it's called their Cleanse Complex. And we're going to hearing all about it and how it works. And if you've been thinking maybe about doing a New Year cleanse, doing something to just set the right path for the months ahead, then this is a very good time of year to be considering it. So before we chat to Elizabeth, I'm just going to get Lainey to join us as a moderator. So Lainey is part of my team here at Earle Wellbeing, and so she will be online, just kind of monitoring comments and stuff. Oh, I can't actually see you, Lainey. I don't know where you are. I know she's had issues joining before, so maybe there is going to be another issue. I don't know. In which case I might add Rachel, I think. Oh, there you are, Lainey. Hi. Can I add you? Add as moderator. Yeah, let's try that. Confirm. There we go. Hopefully she will be added. So yeah, if you've got any questions or comments about Earle Wellbeing, about the website, about any of the Liz Loves discount codes, because we have so many. If you want to check them out, actually hop over to the website, just search Liz Loves, and I mean literally hundreds of them pop up, everything. Actually, I'm wearing my Apollo Neuro gadget. I love that. So that's on there. So many things, including, of course, Gabriella Peacock. So anything that we've talked about historically, any of these special offer money off codes that are still live and active, you will find them on Liz Loves. So you can always hop back there and check if ever you are in need of a top up of anything. So let us see whether we have Elizabeth in the house. Request to join. I cannot see you yet. So if you want to, let me just check that one. Nope, I can't see you on there. So we have chatted before about so many of the different supplements that Gabriella Peacock has. Everything from the glucoman fibre, which is the fibre supplement that you take that just kind of fills you up. So you feel fuller for longer. It's just something that you drink with plenty of water, and it literally just kind of swells in your tummy. It's also really good if you've actually had digestive issues as well. And our gut bugs love it. They love to feed on it. So it's an all-round good thing. So you'll find that on their website. You'll also find all sorts of really interesting supplements, precursors to NAD, for example, resveratrol, which is that amazing antioxidant that you find in red wine, but you can also take it much more successfully actually as a supplement, because you'd have to drink a lot of red wine to actually get a significant amount of resveratrol, and obviously that would then damage your liver, so it would not be a good idea. So if you're thinking about looking at something like resveratrol, better to take it as a supplement. But, you know, hey, have the odd glass of red wine too. Although, speaking of which, is anybody doing dry January? Yeah, I'm going to give that a go. So, yeah, anybody going to be doing that? I think it's quite good. Lainey, you're there, are you, darling? Thank you. You sent me a message. Okay, let me see whether I can get on. Yeah, GP. Connection, aren't we? And Instagram and its little foibles. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, I have accepted you, so hopefully you will come live with me. Hi.
How are you?
I'm extremely well. How was your Christmas and New Year?
It was a humble reflection of a very long year because my back went as I was putting on my tights on Christmas morning.
Oh, Christmas morning. Oh my gosh. So did you have Christmas in bed then?
No, I didn't. I managed to then cook Christmas lunch and do that for everyone because everyone was there, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, but it was a real reminder of, and perfect timing for today, of just the body will always tell us when we've had enough. Yeah. You know, even when we try and muddle through and we think, oh no, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then the body will be like, no, you won't. So then I've had last week, the last sort of 5 days, basically horizontal because I just sitting was really painful and stuff. So yeah, it's just a really interesting and actually quite nice, humble reminder that the body will always keep you in check to say enough.
Yeah, and you have to listen. And actually, you know, one of the most significant parts of exercise and living well is actually rest.
Yes.
It's actually stopping. And, you know, I quite like that break in between Christmas and New Year because it is a punctuation point, isn't it, for us to slow down and think about reassessing, which I guess kind of brings us really neatly on to the time of year when a lot of people are thinking about having a cleanse. So is that what this is all about, the cleanse complex? I've got this. I haven't actually opened it because I thought I'd open it live.
Darling, you've got the old packaging. I don't know why. So I don't know why this is
what I was sent. So
because that
anyway,
has the individual laminates in it, which we don't do in it.
Okay.
So it's the same product, but just a different format.
Okay.
So I love what you just said about the words detox and reset have become these really kind of pressurized words.
Yeah.
And I think the point of this supplement and in fact all the supplements that we create and Gabriella's and my vision for how supplements etc should be taken is your body's detoxing every minute of every day of your life from the moment you're born till the moment you go. And actually the point of supplements and all these things that we do, protocols that we do, is to support the body in its natural detoxification. Case in point, I know that I was pretty much on the verge of burnout by the end of the year, but also I then just ate wildly for a week because I was back with friends and family and I had sugar and I had carbs and I had all the things that I know, not to demonize, but I know they make my body feel different. And I felt just swollen and thick, just, you know, regardless of weight or any of those things, I felt thick and swollen. So as soon as my back went on the 27th, when I was done with family and I was back home, I just went back to eating normally to allow my body to do, and I actually did quite long fasts in the day thinking my body needs to, 80% of our body's energy goes on digestion. So actually by removing that, part of the fasting cycle is then your body can heal, etc. So is this cleanse complex that we're talking about today about detox? In the true sense of the word, it is, because it supports the liver, and your liver is your one of your detox organs that's doing it all day, every day. So
love your liver.
Love your liver, and
liver's a really cool organ,
things, isn't it? And I don't think we give it that much focus. We talk about, you know, obviously gut health and digestion, those things, but the liver is a huge part of that, and it doesn't really get the headlines. So it's more important at this time of year, and it's why people naturally gravitate it. Because just as I said, we do eat and we indulge and we do all the wonderful things that are lovely and great and a huge part of this time.
Which is great, because, you know, it's all about living in balance. You know, I try and live by the 80-20 rule. You know, 80% of the time, I'm very mindful of, you know, what I put into my mouth, what I'm eating, what I'm putting on my plate, you know, getting up, doing my exercise, you know, drinking loads of water, all that stuff. But actually, 20% of the time, you know, I'm going to cut back, and I'm just going to say, right, okay, I need that piece of chocolate cake and that glass of wine and that late night and whatever. And I think that is the best way to be, not to be really dogmatic about it and make rules, particularly at this time of year, that you're then not going to keep. Because let's face it, most New Year's resolutions fail because we do too much and we put too much pressure on ourselves. You know, we're going to stop smoking, stop drinking, you know, go to bed at 9 o'clock every night, lose 2 dress sizes, and, you know, by the end of January, you know, most of that's out the window. We feel like a failure, so we just sit with a, you know, king-size packet of crisps.
I binge more because I think, oh, well, I've already failed, so I may as well just, you know, carry on and go for it and finish whatever's in the fridge. And that it's you know, health for me. It's why Gabby's written her 2 books of, you know, 2 weeks to feeling great and 2 weeks to a younger you. It's not about the 2 weeks and that's when you solve all your problems. It's about feeling a little bit better by changing those habits that then you think, oh, the compound effect, if I keep going, that's what's important. So sustainable changes that you can do. If that today is an extra glass of water that I'm going to add into my everyday, that might be enough for me. And that supports the liver in equal ways to taking supplements and things like that. It's those small incremental steps that build up.
That's what I love,
the compound
actually, about this time of year, reframing it, but it's actually things you can add in and not necessarily things that you need to give up. So, of course, we all know the bad guys that we need to cut back on or give up. But actually, a lot of it is about, like you say, having that extra glass of water, adding in a little bit more, just a bit more sleep, a little bit more exercise. You know, that's, I think that's that. So what is going to be in here? Okay, so I've got obviously different packaging to the one that you've got now.
Different packaging.
So
a mixture of
what are we getting?
For me. So we've got a number of antioxidants in there because, as we know, when we put anything into the body that, and I'll use the word lightly, but toxin, in that it's not a naturally occurring substance within the body. Well, that's what I'll use as a toxin in this instance. We need antioxidants in the body to kind of come round like a fire blanket and help mop those up so that they are reducing oxidative stress, they are preventing any, you know, further damage within the body, etc., and really helping a healthy life cycle of the cells. So even more prevalent when we drinking, having extra sugar, extra things that we wouldn't normally have, etc., etc. So there's a number of antioxidants with your vitamin C. Then we've got things to help with your digestion, such as the fig and the prune. So really helping.
Fig and the prune, what in here? In these little capsules?
Yeah, exactly. So helping with, so we've got the prune is in as an extract, but the artichoke and the fig are in as a powder so that it can just really help topping up our fibre, but also really helping with antioxidants, etc. They're in there too. So
I've got 3 capsules in here. Are they all the same or are they different?
So in that old packet, what we used to do, and actually it's probably quite a good way to explain it to consumers as well, we used to include a multivitamin in the Clean Me pack. So you'll see one's a slightly different colour. That's because it's the multivitamin. So the other 2 we used to split more digestive into one and then less in the other, but now they're just equal across all capsules, and we've removed the multivitamin because actually everyone has a different preference on their multivitamin, and depending on your age, male, female, you may or may not want iron in there. And so actually it gives people that scope to choose their multivitamin as they want to. And then things like Clean, etc., now become a booster alongside your multivitamin. So it just makes it a little bit of an easier journey for the customer, we hope. So that's why you're slightly different.
So what is in here? What is the most important thing then that you're giving us in this cleanse complex that's going to help us with this little clean out journey for January?
So cleanses, we've got vitamin C, antioxidant primarily, but also helps with a myriad of other things. Love vitamin C. We've got magnesium, which is the body, I think of it as the body's natural muscle relaxant. So helps with a lot of other things, but it also really helps regulate your sleep, which we know is super important to body functions, helps relax the muscles. So again, where we've been maybe a little bit swollen because we've eaten other things and our body's been a bit stressed with relatives and wrapping and all those things as well, and New Year, all the pressures that we love but add up in the background. Magnesium's really going to help with that. We've also got choline and L-methionine.
Choline. I know choline because that's one of the reasons I eat so many eggs.
Yes.
Because they're a very good source of choline. I just had 2 scrambled eggs actually. For my brunch.
Out last time on an ingredient saying, can you get this from food sources? And I was so swept up in the nerves of doing it that I forgot. But actually, and so this time I was like, I'm going to check all the food sources to make sure I can.
Brilliant.
So eggs, absolutely number one.
And methionine as well. You were saying that the amino acids in there. So why have you put choline and methionine in a cleanse formula?
Because both of those amino acids really help support liver function in terms of the metabolism of both food groups in there, but also really helping. So fatty liver can be quite a common thing that sounds horrific, and then you think, what do you mean I've got a fatty liver? But naturally that's where it's processed, so there can be some residual in there. So adding those amino acids in there, and you know, if people are vegan, they might not be getting those from their diet if they're not having things like eggs, etc. So really supporting and making sure you're helping the liver to metabolize food, as well as all the other processes it does in terms of eliminating toxins and what have you from the body. So that's why we added those in there, to really help us in all round function. Because again, we talk about the heroes of fiber and all those things for digestion, and you know, we're banded around, have you got a fast metabolism that helps you lose weight, etc., but you've got to support the liver as part of that process too. You know, it's such an important part. So that's why those two are in there. And inositol for that same reason as well, because inositol has really been again, lots of many things that it does can help with this digestion of fat within the liver as part of that metabolism process. So, but inositol also, increasingly, there's some really nice studies about inositol helping with sleep as well. So that coupled with the magnesium, really nice to help the body do its own detox. And then spirulina, and which I think, you know, we all know the joyful benefits of spirulina.
Love spirulina.
Green algae.
So that's the green algae. So you've got, you've probably got omega-3s in there, haven't you, being an algae?
Yeah, you would. I wouldn't necessarily hang my hat on saying there's enough in there to do as much as taking an individual omega. And actually, I'm glad you raised that, because one of the first things that with my back that I thought the first thing I need to take is, I really got on it with taking double the amount of omegas that I normally would. Now, if you're on any heart medication, please double check before you double your omega. But yeah,
that's amazing. So because you had a back issue, you started doubling down on your omega-3s. Why did you do that?
Inflammation. Because I thought the number one thing I want to do is support my body in reducing any inflammation, so that the body can adjust however it needs to do. And so stripping that back. So I would absolutely support taking a cleanse complex with taking an omega supplement as well, because I think, again, we look at the virtues of things like omega for brain health and all those things, which absolutely, joint health, no question, it helps with those things. But it also really helps with inflammation in the body, which impacts your immune system, your digestion, your metabolism, your sleep, all of those things. So that for me is becoming a really unsung hero too.
Interesting. I've seen a comment here from Tiggy saying, I've had a really bad arthritic flare up over Christmas. So, you know, if you're listening to that, Tiggy, I think maybe upping your omega-3s could be an interesting option too.
Yeah, absolutely. It has a really tangible impact. So I upped my omega, I upped my magnesium, and just to make sure that I'm supporting the body to do what it needs to do. And then we've got green tea in the cleanse complex as well. Now, green tea, yes, of course, there is a little bit of a caffeine effect to the green tea, but actually it's the polyphenols that we're really interested in here, in really supporting antioxidants, supporting the body to do what it needs to do. So,
and there's a real genuine connection with weight loss, isn't there? And green tea. I never know how to say. Is it catechins?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Catechins or something. Catechins, because there's an H in there, isn't it?
But it's not. Is it catechins?
Yeah. Because again, it can help. Green tea does this really lovely thing, which it kind of raises the background metabolic rate, so it can really slowly increase the temperature of the body's basal temperature marginally. So it's not like, you know, you're going to start getting hot and things like that, but that's how it can also help in the background with weight loss, etc. And obviously caffeine helps with our energy levels a little bit, etc. But it's, if anyone has kind of I can't drink tea and coffee because the caffeine, it's not, you know, there won't be an impact from that. I think you can have 120 milligrams of caffeine per coffee or something like that. And I think there's about 4 milligrams or something in these capsules. So it's not going to impact you in that sense.
No, tiny. I've just seen a comment there from Lisa about avoiding omega-3s if you have heart issues. It's not about avoiding omega-3s at all. It's about just being careful with your dose if you're on blood thinners. So that's
couldn't have said it better.
So no, omega-3 is seriously good for heart health. Kay Patel, I'm vegan. I think seriously go and look at some nutritional
Yeah,
studies, I think, as
and
to
that's
what you're
fine.
missing out on if you're vegan.
Yes, although if the vegan comment is related to the omegas, then actually you can get vegan omega oils because it's derived from the seaweed before the fish eat it. So that if you are looking for an omega,
Then go for an algae based.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So for me, the question we always get asked is, do I just take this when I want to detox, or can I take it year round? I dip in and out of Cleanse Complex throughout the year. You know, again, whenever I'm feeling I might need to help my body out a little bit, or if I've had a particularly boozy, indulgent weekend, you know, they happen. You can take it year round, absolutely. If you know that actually liver support is something you really want to focus on, you can absolutely take it around. Or for me, part of because you know it's very easy to be like, why do you do so many different supplements? And part of it for me is they are need state. So I, obviously working for the brand, have the luxury of having them all in my cupboard, and I can dip in and out as I need to, and I know what's in them, so I can do that. So having things like this as and when you need them and accessing them, knowing about them, that's what's really important. So taking this for January, perfect time of year, because you'll probably overindulge a little bit more.
And you can add that into anything else, can't you? Because you haven't got high levels of anything here that's going to interact.
Exactly.
You know, you're not going to be overloading on your fat-soluble vitamins or anything that could potentially, you know, be harmful. It's just going to give you that extra support. So I think anybody, I can see a question there about thyroid and, you know, spirulina okay to use? Absolutely, from my perspective. I mean, it's a food supplement.
The only thing with thyroid is that you're obviously going to have to be careful about your iodine levels, because it's very important to get those right. But this amount of spirulina isn't going to impact them. It's only if you're going to, you know, chew on 6 things of kelp a day, then fine, that's going to have an impact. But otherwise,
in which case you'd probably get your medication down anyway, wouldn't you? Because you'd be naturally boosting your iodine rather than relying on a synthetic.
Yes, exactly.
So I mean, how much in here? Here it says 28-day supply. Is that still what you're doing?
Correct.
So when you buy it, you're buying a month's worth.
Correct. Yeah. So we really debated the 7 days, 28 days, and we used to do 7 and 28 days, and actually now we've moved just to 28, because if you want to see a real difference, you need to support your body through. And as much as people think, oh great, 7 days, I'll trial that, you're not going to see the benefits, and you're not going to serve your body enough. So yeah, it's a 28-day pack, and as I say, you can layer them and dip in and out. I'm currently taking it alongside the omega, but also our astaxanthin, because I really want to focus on reducing my inflammation. That's my focus. But you can take them alongside our fiber. You know, there's no contraindications with anything else in the range.
So the main issue here really is then support for the liver and the metabolism. Correct. Is that the idea of the whole cleanse pack?
Yeah, exactly. So really supporting the liver so that you are helping the body to process all the additional toxins, and even things, you know, I'm going down a rabbit hole here, but even things of being around extra scented candles, wearing additional perfume because you're going extra events, wearing more makeup because you're going to extra events and things. These are all additional toxins that we may or may not be putting on the body during the festive season. Wonderful, great, nothing wrong with it, but your liver has to break all of those down.
Yeah,
we've probably all got.
It's about cumulative stress, isn't it? And it's about looking at everything, your environmental factors. You know, everything from, you know, having log fires to, as you say, exposure to more substances in the atmosphere, scented candles and all of that. You know, in amongst themselves, they are not hazardous. You know, but when you add up so many things combined with stress, with late nights, with more sugar in the diet, with a bit more alcohol, you know, the liver is working hard, and it is an amazing organ of regeneration, the liver. I mean, the more I look at the liver, the more astounded I am by what it does and how it keeps us healthy and takes out all the rubbish that we give it. And actually, let's give a bit of love back to the liver.
Absolutely. And that's why when people always think, why do I need more water? What does it do? Is it just hydration? It's a flush. You're literally flushing through everything that the liver is kind of pulling out and saying, oh, actually, no, don't go in the system. You're helping flush that through as well. So alongside any protocol you're doing this January, add more water in, drink more, even if it's a glass, you know, just help that through. And sweat, I've just seen the word HIT come off the bottom of the thing. So HIT class, great, sweat.
Yeah, well done, Victoria. Sweat it out. I did my exercise this morning. I mean, one of the things that I've loved actually learning with Michael Gary, who's the fitness trainer at Earle Wellbeing, who I train with as well, is that it doesn't have to be very long. you know, we were probably working, you know, reasonably hard for about 20 minutes and doing things like lunges and weighted squats and bicep curls and push-ups. And kind of that was it, you know. I mean, it wasn't like, let's go to the gym for an hour and a half, let's train for a marathon. It's very specific, but it is that high intensity, isn't it, that really slightly stresses the body. It gets your muscles, you know, in better shape. Flexing my muscles here to show off my muscles, because actually, you know, I work for these.
Yeah, right, exactly, hard earned.
I work for them. I work for this picture, okay. But I didn't work too hard because I'm not obsessive. You know, I wish I was a gym bunny and I wish I had hours, and you know, I really admire those who do.
And you've got to enjoy it. If it becomes a punishment, like there's always memes and everywhere at the moment reframing things, but it is true. Instead of thinking I've got to work out, you think I get to work out. And the humbling of a back injury then being like, I'm desperate to get on the yoga mat, and I'm teaching at a retreat this weekend, and I was like, please just let me be well enough, please, you know. And then managed an hour stretching yesterday, and that the humbling of being unwell, and then being like, wow, the luxury, the privilege of being able to move and enjoy that and what have you. That's my reframe, you know, the privilege of being able to support my body detoxing by taking supplements that I can access, and that's the reframe.
Rochelle said, I wonder why you're wearing a sleeveless top. It's very warm in my kitchen, Rochelle. I think also, you know, one of the things you talk about it being humbling when you are unwell. And, you know, I always try and remind myself of that, because, you know, there are bits of my body that I don't love. And, you know, I'm really not keen on my legs. I just, you know, it's just like... and every time I beat myself up about it and think, you know, I wish they were slimmer, I wish they were longer, and all of these things, you know, I have to go, wait a minute, you need to be so thankful that you have legs that work. Yeah. You know, you have strong legs, you have legs that,
you've also got
will take
great
you upstairs.
Legs, FYI.
But, you know, I think it's because I spent, you know, too much of my younger life as a fashion stylist, you know, working around supermodels and all of that, you know, who just look incredible, these, you know, unreal creatures.
Imagine working next to Gabriella, you know?
It's hard, isn't it? It's really hard. And, you know, social media and all that, you know, makes us, particularly as women, especially as we age, you know, it's very easy to start feeling inadequate, and that awful toxicity of comparison. But I think you have to really bring it back down to the absolute basic fundamental level, which is how healthy are you and how strong are you? You know, I wrote a guide on exercise and swimming for Earle Wellbeing, and we deliberately said a stronger, slimmer you, because the emphasis is on strong. It's on being the strength and the resilience, physically, mentally, emotionally, you know, all of that. And that's why I love certain specific supplements. I don't know about you, Elizabeth, but I'm not really a massive fan of just taking loads of pills generally. I prefer to get everything from my food. Yeah. But there are certain things that actually we do need to, I mean, obviously if you're vegan, then you're going to need a load of supplements. But, you know, there are certain things, even if you're eating really well, that you are going to need. You know, astaxanthin, for example, you talked about there, your inositol, your iodine, the choline, the spirulina, you know, these, especially as we age, because unfortunately, and I know I've talked to Gabby about this when I had her on my podcast, is that our ability to process those nutrients, we lose that as we get older. Yes,
we do.
We might have been fine in our 20s and 30s and even our 40s. But once we hit that 40 mark, we are less able naturally to process nutrients, which is why we're more likely to need a supplement. And I am unapologetic about that, and I imagine you are too.
And soil health is, there's no bones around it. Soil health is going down. It's degrading. We are not doing regenerative farming on the scales we need to. We are not doing organic farming on the scales that we need to. So yes, in an ideal world, you would get all your nutrients from your food, etc., etc. So coupling, we used to, but we've also added in a huge amount of toxins, etc., with EMF, with the lifestyles we lead.
Yes, I'm going to be talking just at the end of this. Actually, I'm going to mention a little bit about OcuShield and their EMF protection, because you're right, we are surrounded by so much stuff. You know, even if you eat more veg, actually, you're probably eating more glyphosate. and
Yes,
pesticides. You know, even if you buy
unfortunately.
organic, you know, it is unfortunately contaminated a little bit, not as much, obviously,
Yep.
as conventional crops. But yeah, it is there. And I think looking at supporting the liver, which is our main natural organ of detoxification, if we can do anything to support that
Yep.
and make that process better,
Yep.
you know, it's like give yourself the gift, give your liver a gift this
And
festive
it's
season. You know,
such a
forget about other
simple
family members, like gift your liver a gift.
yeah, and shift the narrative away from you, me, all this kind of stuff. It's like you're the same you, but just have some, you know, slightly better habits. And if you can make one small change, which is to support your liver, great, brilliant. You know, the impact will be so far-reaching that then you'll think, you know, it's one of those things you think, I'll have more energy, I'll sleep better, I'll do that, and you don't realise until you've done a month of it, and you think, oh,
your
it feels
skin
great.
is better, everything.
Yeah,
I love that.
absolutely.
You know, it's the same you but better.
Yes.
It's not new year, new you.
No.
It's the same you but enhanced.
Yeah, and every day is a new opportunity. You know, all these, you know, oh, it's a blank page. Every day is a blank page.
It is.
So
for sure. And we do all fall off the wagon, and we really shouldn't beat ourselves up about it either.
Absolutely.
Because
I read a beautiful
life
thing.
is stressful enough, frankly.
Yeah, and it was binge eating. It was talking about, and it said just because you didn't eat well yesterday doesn't mean you need to starve yourself tomorrow. As kind of, it's this like punishment of, oh, I've indulged, so I must punish myself with only drinking, you know, barley grass for a month or something like that.
I hate that.
Can't be anything worse.
I tried wheatgrass. I mean, really, seriously. I think there's a reason why it's kind of gone away and nobody talks about it anymore, because it's just too disgusting.
It is, even for the most dedicated. So just add lovely things in that can support your body doing the job it's doing already, but even better, and, you know, and feel the difference. That's what we're here for.
And can you remind us the discount? Because I know you were very generous.
15% for Liz Loves.
And is that across everything on your website?
It is indeed.
She says,
yes,
hopefully.
It is indeed. Yes, it is. It is, because again, please, you know, all these things, I know the benefit you'll have by coupling that with an omega, with an astaxanthin, and adding those things in. So yeah, I'd rather put it across the range so that you can feel all the benefits. And as ever, any questions, DM us, email us.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, you know, I'm sure people will have specific questions following this. So what's the best way to contact you?
DM, I actually email us at info@gpnutrition.com. That will go straight through to our customer service team. Anything that needs to get flagged to me will do. And obviously we're in sale period, so we're shipping as quickly as we can and we're responding as quickly as we can. But, you know, we've just come out of the new year and the team had time off, so we'll come back to you as soon as we can. And if there's any particular questions people have, you know, the liver is this unsung hero that I delve into and I love, and you do, obviously, because of the nature of what we do, but not everyone does. So if people want more information on that, just let us know and we're always happy to share.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Give my love to Gabriella. Have a fantastic January. I look forward to talking to you again this year. I just have a feeling it's going to be a good one. I just sense that actually there's this groundswell of energy and optimism and determination to live life better in whichever way, through the lessons we've learned in the last few years.
I think last year was really tough for lots of reasons for lots of people, and I think everyone's breathing this sigh of relief, and like you say, that optimism is tangible in people.
Let's be the change anyway. Let's make it happen.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful day. Lovely to see you, Liz.
You too. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye. Well, super interesting, don't you think? Who else is going to love their liver this month? Yeah, I am, for sure. And not because I was overdoing it with the old alcohol, although I did have the odd moment, I have to confess. Anyway, enough of that. That was then, this is now. A couple of other things just to tell you about before I go now. Elizabeth mentioned EMF, okay, electromagnetic frequency. And if you were paying attention and watched me a week or two ago, you would have seen my Instagram live with the brilliant founder of OcuShield. Oh my gosh, I love that. I mean, this is right up my alley. And unfortunately, I can't show you because I'm actually using my phone here for Instagram. But I have one of these on the back of my phone. And well, I've got one of these on the front of my phone. That's the anti-blue light protector shield. So that is the thing that blocks the blue light, so that we don't need that. We shouldn't actually have it. You know, as soon as it gets dark in the evening, you need to protect yourselves and your screen from blue radiation, particularly the small screens, particularly the smartphones, the iPads, the laptops, all of that. So they've got, for example, this is one for my laptop, which is the magnetic anti-blue light screen protector. So it protects your screen and it protects your eyes against UV, not UV, but against blue light. And then you've got things like blue light blocking glasses. So these, and we do have a Liz Loves discount on everything at OcuShield. Lainey, can you remind me how, what the discount is? I think it's 15%, Liz Loves. But maybe you can just pop it in the comments just to remind me, because I don't have my iPad in front of me. But these, for example, what do you think? So these are actually blocking the blue light. So you can wear these, they're non-prescription. So they work for everybody. But you are just getting the right level of light into the eyes. And I just think, I mean, anybody who follows people like Dr. Jack Kruse and all the quantum biology biohackers and medics will understand what I'm talking about when you talk about red light and blue light and the benefits of red light and the danger of exposure to blue light, particularly this LED white light that we're surrounded by now. So anyway, go and check them out. I love the website. They're a British brand. They're good value. They've got lots of super interesting things. They're called OcuShield. And thank you. I will let you know. I'm pretty sure the discount is 15%. Lastly, if you are looking at shaping up, if that was one of your New Year's resolutions, don't forget this little hack. Okay, this is from my lovely friend Zana Morris at Strong Nutrients. 12% off everything on her website with Liz Loves. So this is Amino Slim, and you take a teaspoon of that in the morning or before a workout. And all the instructions are on the website, and it sounds a bit like, I don't know, a bit too good to be true, but you can take this last thing at night, and it does help you slim down while you speak. Yeah, I know that sounds like a crazy claim, but actually the science, it's there. It's based on the amino acid L-ornithine, and it works in a very specific way in the body. So if you want to go and check it out, we've got lots of information on this on Liz Earle Wellbeing website, but you also find it on the Strong Nutrients website as well. And she has given us a Liz Loves discount on everything on Strong Nutrients. So that is certainly something worth adding into your repertoire, just as a little bit of extra help. You know, things like creatine. Have you had your creatine in your coffee this morning? I've had my creatine. I get mine from Strong Nutrients as well. A little teaspoon of that every day. Super good for helping with muscle strength, helping with the ATP energy cycle in the brain. Really important, particularly for midlife women. So anyway, enough of that. This, of course, is the new issue of Liz Earle Wellbeing magazine. You can now just get single issues, so you don't need to subscribe to the whole year. You can subscribe maybe just for 2 or 3 issues if you want, or you can just pick up one issue. If you're going to pick up one issue this year, I suggested it's this one, okay? Because this really is going to set the tone for the year ahead. And I've even written here at the very back a little bit about my time in Ibiza. Yeah. So anyway, I will leave you to enjoy that. I'm going to be back with you live on Thursday, same time, same place. So in the meantime, make sure you're signed up to the Liz Earle Wellbeing newsletter. That is a free resource. It comes out twice a week. You've got Liz Loves that comes out on a Tuesday. You need to sign up for that separately. That's all the discount and offer codes. And then on Friday, there's the editorial newsletter that my team and I put together for the weekend, filled with lots of lovely links, lots of recipes for the weekend, podcast links, offers, features that you might find interesting to read. It's completely free. We don't spam you. We don't sell your data. It's just an editorial resource for the community here that is free. And if you like it, you're welcome to subscribe. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. Promise not to be offended, but most people do love it. Thank you. Thank you for very much for your comments. Oh, what am I wearing around my neck? So this is a Lila Quantum, and this is an Apollo Neuro. And yeah, lots of good things. And I am writing, of course, about all these and so much more in my new book, A Better Second Half, which comes out in April. So I'll be talking about that too as the year goes on. Anyway, very happy New Year. Lovely to be back with you as we step into a brand new 12 months, 2024. Let's make it a good one. Yes, you with me? Good. I'll see you back here on Thursday. In the meantime, have a great day. Bye-bye.